We've built an industry around engineering the flawless milestone. We curate the sunlight, secure sanitized venues, and attempt to strip every ounce of friction from the day to manufacture a predictable joy. But on a Tuesday morning in June 2026, Rachit and Matilda chose a different path. Their Manhattan courthouse wedding serves as a study in urban resilience. They didn't retreat into a climate-controlled ballroom. Instead, they stepped out under a heavy, overcast sky, letting the imposing gray sweep of the city serve as their backdrop. The morning suggests that beauty doesn't require a flawless stage, but an appreciation for the messy reality of the world, a concept known as wabi-sabi. If you look at the visual record of their day through the lens of an urbanist, you might analyze it as a deliberate aesthetic project, an architecture of joy. You could trace the way the romantic commitment plays out beneath the city's industrial sentinels. Notice how these raw wooden water towers perch on their iron stilts, watching over the pavement. Even the logistical tools become motifs. The way the wedding party navigates the sidewalk, using umbrellas to frame themselves against the massive granite facades, looks like a calculated study in contrast. But there is a danger in reading a human event like a textbook. Is describing the lines on a map different from standing in the territory? These images reveal a perspective deeper than a documentary. They are the sights of a father watching his daughter get married. To see the territory, look at the physical evidence left behind. The morning after the ceremony, the father recorded the day by hand. He writes, "Sad, exciting. Let's roll the dice." This is the emotional dialectic of a parent watching a child cross a threshold. Through this lens, wabi-sabi shifts from an aesthetic choice to an emotional one. It is the awareness that a photograph of joy captures a moment you are actively losing to time. While the public-facing imagery of a wedding broadcasts a message of arrival, the private experience of the parent carries the quiet weight of separation. That dual reality is baked into the geography of the day. The journey moves away from the organic curves of the park and arrives at the heavy brass doors of 141 Worth Street. The state requires its paperwork. For the people signing, this license provides the foundational architecture of a new family unit. Look at the bottom. The idea of a witness circle is physically enacted here in ink, where the father and sister sign their names. Outside those doors, the celebration spills onto the sidewalk. Two families braid their histories together, gathering alongside city scaffolding and orange construction barriers. The unfeeling machinery of a city does not stifle human intimacy. It acts as the permanent frame required to hold it. There is an old story about a flute discovered in the sand. For days, scholars circled it, gesticulating as they debated whether it symbolized love, connection, or ancient technology. Finally, an old woman walked past the scholars, picked up the instrument, and simply began to play. It didn't need a theory, it just needed to become music. Observers and machines traffic in information, but meaning belongs to those who traffic in relationship. Which brings us back to the pavement, to Rachit and Matilda, and the gray drizzle following them through the city. You could look at the weather and see a compromised aesthetic, or you could recognize that the rain and the urban noise were never obstacles interrupting the day. They were guests attending it. There's an old folk wisdom that a knot tied in the rain becomes impossible to untie. The water swells the fibers. Those unpredictable imperfections are what anchor the memory to reality, making the union hold fast. The beauty of our lives does not come from engineering a flawless aesthetic or analyzing symbols from a distance. It comes from standing in the rain, rolling the dice, and witnessing the imperfect truth of the people we love.